Who are you? What are you doing here? When she stood and walked towards him, Lloyd nearly fell backwards. For years, he'd stared at his wife's body to recognize her shape, her gait. Crawling backwards, he struggled to get back on his feet. The woman's eyes softened. Squatting closer, she held her dress close to her knees. Please babe, listen to me. I can explain. What are you? He shouted. You are not her. Lloyd, I know this is a lot to take in, but I am Anne. Anne was also me. You are not making sense. If you're Anne, who did I bury at St. Mark's Cemetery? Anne shook her head. That was Anne too. A part of her, maybe is the best way to envision it. She held out her hand. Will you let me show you? That voice, that was the tone Anne used to take when she wanted to say sorry. There was a vulnerability that made him weak, powerless to say no. Lloyd took her hand. She led him into the garden maze. The hedgerows had grown taller as they moved closer to the center, somehow more dense than he'd remembered. When they reached the center pond, Anne let go and walked barefoot into the shallow water's edge. The wide lily pads encircled her pale legs, and for a moment, Lloyd thought he saw little vines climbing them. I never meant to hurt you, Lloyd. For that I'm truly sorry. The truth is, I wasn't supposed to stay this long. Not in this form at least. With each season, there should have been a change. In me, in my heart, but I didn't. Why not? Anne blushed. Wasn't it obvious? It's because I love you. She was sinking. No, the lilies were dragging her down, back into the muck. No, Anne. Please don't leave me again. My heart can't take it. She smiled back. Love, I will always be here, for you. It was the last thing she sunk beneath the ripples of water. Lloyd screamed, rushing into the pond. He scraped and shoveled with his hands, digging in the soft wet earth to find her, but Anne was gone. Silly, I said I'm always here, he heard her say on the wind. Now go into the shed. I have another surprise. He walked out of the back path from the labyrinth which led to her workspace. The door was ajar. Inside, Lloyd found a grow lamp focused on a large glass aquarium, safe from bugs, frost, and other dangers. He looked closer. In rows and rows of hydroponic pods, tiny lily pads basked in artificial light, their veins appearing like contoured lines over the green leaves. If he squinted hard enough, Lloyd could see her face in